Have you ever found yourself stuck in your own head, replaying the past over and over again, or worrying about the future over and over again? So that what really happens is you completely miss the present moment. Do you do that? If you do, you're not alone. There are loads of people out there who overthink, who worry, who keep on replaying the past. But what if I told you that there is an easy way to quiet the noise in your head, to feel grounded, and to really live in the present moment? Wouldn't that be great? Well, there is a way, and it's called mindfulness. And you've probably heard that term before, but many people who've heard the term before still don't understand what it means. In this video, I'm going to break it down for you very simply so that you'll understand what mindfulness is all about. Mindfulness is really about being fully present. Now, what that means is it's about noticing the richness of the moment. Think about it. If you wake up in the morning and you have a cup of coffee, you can have a cup of coffee and your mind can literally be running at 100 miles an hour thinking of a whole load of other things. So that if somebody asked you a moment later, how was the coffee? You'd look up and say, fine, I think, because you weren't really tasting the coffee. When you're mindful, you really taste and appreciate that coffee. You were in that moment and it feels great. It's a much more pleasurable way to enjoy life. Research shows that mindfulness reduces stress, improves focus, and increases emotional resilience. In other words, you'll be less prone to anxiety or negative thoughts, and your experience of life will just be better. But don't worry, you don't have to spend years and years learning about mindfulness. You don't need to hire yourself a guru or buy expensive yoga equipment and have it in your house and do strange stretches every day. That's not really what mindfulness is about. You can start doing mindfulness right now, this moment, if you want. So how about we practice mindfulness right now, this moment? Let's do something together right now. I'd like you to just sit still for a moment. And then take a big, deep breath. In and then slowly out. That's right. Now, I want you to use your sense of sight and become aware of everything in your surroundings. Just take them off one by one, notice everything. Hear your internal voice saying everything that you see. And there are lots of things. Now I'd like you to hear all the sounds that you hear. Use your sense of hearing to be aware of every sound, while still retaining all those things that you're visually aware of. And maybe hear your internal voice saying, wow, this is fascinating. Now use your sense of feeling or touch and just become aware of the surface you're sitting on. If your hands are touching your thighs, just notice how that feels. Notice the temperature of the air against your skin. Notice how your body is feeling. Well done. You've just spent about an entire minute being present. And here's the interesting thing. Feels good, doesn't it? Imagine if you were more present in every moment of your life. Imagine how rich and wonderful your life would become. So that was a little exercise called mindfulness in action. In other words, just getting in there and doing it. And it's simple. It's not complicated. You just use every one of your senses as much as you can to be very aware of what's going on right now, this minute. And here's the great thing about mindfulness. The more you practice, the better you get. And as you get really much better at mindfulness, problems like lack of focus, too much stress, they all melt away. So here at Cork Hypnosis Clinic, I've helped many people over the years to incorporate mindfulness into their daily lives and help them sort out many of those problems that many people complain about. Things like stress, things like lack of confidence, things like overwhelm or a chaotic life, and help them to just experience much calmer, much more relaxed, much more joyful and peaceful life. If you would like any further support with that, then click on the link just down below this video. If you're watching on YouTube, click on it now, and that'll take you to the mindfulness page on my website, where you'll find a little bit more information, and you'll be able to contact me if you wish to set up an appointment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.